Hello everyone, welcome back to Where Swans Walk. Up and coming this week, another loss for Swans with a new manager, Vito Matos, losing both his first games in charge. We've got the game reaction, FA Cup draw, who would we like in the FA Cup? And the festive fixtures, how many points do we think we'll pick up in the next 6 games? And then last but not least, we'll have the A to Z of Swansea City, who gets in a H. Right then, lads, we may as well just move straight into the game reaction because started off well, ended badly. Another week as a Swans game, really, isn't it? Just standard at this point.
Yep. False optimism is one of those things, at least we were playing poorly and we were consistently poor. Now we actually got our expectations up by having a great first half and then just, I don't know what he said at half time, honestly.
Yeah. It's for that first 20 minutes, everything that was wrong was right. The spaces between the lines were smaller. We were getting bodies around the ball. We were counter pressing. We were being aggressive. We were all over them. And then for some reason, we just revert straight back into our shell. It was insane. It was just insane. I have no words. Like, literally everything that we struggled to do, we did it right for 20 minutes and threw it all away.
It's going to take a bit of time, I guess, though. It's one of those things that perhaps you've been coached a certain way. Maybe the intensity was there for then. And then, it's going to take maybe a few weeks or so, or months even, just to get up to where he wants to be with the side. Yeah. He could be that far behind. But for that much a drop-off, it was something going wrong. Complacency, maybe? I don't know.
It's such a drastic change of, tactics compared to Sheehan. I was down there Tuesday just watching them play, and you could see straight away there was pressing, there was a lot of high energy. Then it just dropped off. Maybe the players just aren't used to that type of style of play. In the end, she just isn't up to their standard. But obviously, it's going to take a few weeks to get, the tactics across. It could be that. It could be the players just lacking a bit of confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't see the game, obviously, being away on holiday, but based on the fact that, like Rich said, confidence probably. They've been coached a certain way for such a long time now. It's going to take time. Matos is going to need a lot of time and a lot of support. I'm not going to go into the stuff with his assistant managers and the rest of his coaching staff yet, but just based on the games, obviously there's still a long way to go, a lot of work to do, and we have to give him a bit of time and be patient with it, I guess. But these next 2 games are crucial, really, and they've come at a pretty bad time for him, really.
These players, though, have got to answer for some of it because some of them just don't look like their heart's in it, if I'm being really honest. I mean, there were points in the game on Saturday where he's literally screaming his lungs out at a couple of players because they're just hitting long, hopeful balls to nothing. So they're obviously going against what he wants to do as well. And Hugh, what you touched on there, I think him not having a backroom staff is going to work massively against us. Whoever at the club did not know that these guys could not get their visas, because that's the story that's going around at the moment. Shocking. It's amateur hour. It's absolute amateur hour. That guy is doing it with 2 inexperienced, well, I say inexperienced coaches. They're 2 legends at the club, but is that enough? Is that enough to make wholesale changes there?
No.
And I'm starting to look at a couple of the signings that we made, and I'm thinking, have we wasted a bit of money on these players?
Definitely.
Bringing those 2 in will bring a bit of fight, though, won't they? Joey Allen, Leon Britton, they know what it's all about. Brits was there 20 years ago when right down the bottom, he knows all about the fighting. So if that's what we're concerned about, at least that's one thing that'll be not drilled into those players before the game. But tactically, yes, there's probably, you're looking at maybe a bit of a barrier going on there as well. Perhaps I'm not sure. You'd be looking to someone like Franco now to maybe lead through, being Portuguese as well, passing on his know-how. So he's better this weekend after probably quite a few poor games.
I think there's glimpses. You've seen it in the first 20 minutes last week and weekend. There's just glimpses of how he wants to play, but it's such a drastic change of what Sheehan was playing. It's going to take some time. Yeah. And James, you touched upon it there. It could be some of the players aren't up to this style of play. And up to the lacking that bit of confidence. Maybe it's the players that's the problem. Who knows? I'm not saying they are the problem. Maybe it's just that's the key aspect he has to fix now to push them and push on.
So, I mean, realistically, if I were to ask you guys to name, I don't know, 4 or 5 players this season who really impressed or really done well, I think we all know who they are. It's going to be Vipotnik, it's going to be Timon, it's going to be Vigouroux, and it's going to be Ethan Galbraith. Jury's out on the rest of them, if you ask me.
Yeah, 100%. And what's happened to Yao since his red card? He's disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
It's quite telling that neither him or Benson were on the bench on Saturday as well.
I just don't know what's going on with the club at the moment. At the beginning of the season, we had all this positivity off the field, where everyone's going right. We had such a great transfer window. Now it seems like everyone's just down tools and had enough and doesn't know what's going on anymore. We don't know where we're going. You look at the facts, even little things like the owners and investors. I haven't seen a single Instagram story from one of them about the club in weeks. Whereas before, every single story on the weekend was, Swans this, Swans that. Nothing now. They're not interested.
I think the real question's got to be asked to Tom Gorringe here at the moment as well, because he came out, fed us a load of rubbish about how Vito Matos was the number 1 choice. All 4 of us here know that that's simply not true. He's not going to come out and say he wasn't the first choice, but that coupled with the coaching staff palaver now, I'm seriously worried. I think people really need to be scrutinising this a little bit more, because I'm concerned now. All the positivity's gone. I think that goodwill is slowly ebbing away as well.
Yeah.
And we found ourselves back in the situation that we were in January of last year again. It's just rinse and repeat again, boys. We're having this conversation every year now.
Yeah.
I'm in that camp. I'm in that camp of maybe he was the first choice, but they were looking at Kim Hellberg as their potential one they really want to go for. But Matos was not the fallback option, but their true first choice. I think he'll do good. I can't see anything else but it, but I genuinely think he'll do good.
Problem. It's the players.
Yeah, he wants to play a certain way, and the players aren't fitting his standard. And plus, he's only 2 games in. And the style of play he wants to play is a stark difference compared to Sheehan. This guy wants to play high pressing, attack, high energy, tempo, and some of the players just aren't up for that.
Let's remember, we've been moaning about not having enough creativity for weeks, months. Wingers, a fast winger, someone who can take on a man, and put the ball in the box. It's not that much to ask.
No.
Just no matter what managers we have, if we haven't got the right fit in that formation, you're gonna have to play a certain way to fit the players we have for now to get the results in those next few games over Christmas. Look, we got people like Oxford. You got twice now in the next month. How are we going to beat some of that at the moment? I'm thinking, God, it's just down to Vipotnik to get a goal out of nothing just to save us.
And you got players like Ronald and Eon. That was a Tuesday night last week. It was dire just watching them. Like, it was frustrating to see them get to the edge of the box and just stop all the momentum. Just stop on a dime, do some step overs, try and cross. I think Eon almost hit me with the ball once, trying to cross it in. Right.
It was hit me and I was in Dubai.
And he was in near the bloody Derby fans. And I was in, the other side of the bloody stadium. It's ridiculous. Just cross it in first time.
Another one is individual errors as well, though, boys. I mean, like Vigouroux passing straight to one of the West Brom forwards on Saturday. Yeah. And again, like I don't like singling out individual players, but why can't Cam Burgess pass a ball? Was anyone else going to talk about it now? Because the amount of times I've watched him just try to play a simple pass, can't do it. And then he's trying to smash 70-yard long balls into the wing, and it's going out for a throw-in, or it's going straight back to the opposition. Little things like that, needlessly throwing away possession.
You come from Ipswich, who were playing a decent sort of brand. They're not exactly knocking it long ball all the time, so that's a bit odd unless he's been told to play a certain way. We got to think about that kind of way. I think Callum Burgess is a decent player. I think since his own goal scenario we had a few weeks ago, his game's just fallen apart.
Yeah,
he was decent before that.
It's just that lack of confidence now, isn't it? He scored 2 own goals in one game. That's gonna not even dent your confidence. It's gonna take a massive knock.
Yeah.
Well, pretty happy weekend for all of us, and we may as well just move on then to the Christmas window. It's December. It's the 1st of December. Hopefully, a very Merry Christmas to us this month. How many points do you think we'll pick up in the next month?
No clue.
No clue.
It's tough, isn't it? Looking at the games, it's more looking at next week now. It's just pivotal, really. If we get 2 back-to-back victories on Saturday and on Tuesday night, then all of a sudden things are starting to look very rosy then, considering we moved a lot away from the bottom three. Then we're starting to look, these games, nice run of games coming here. Then we're thinking you can win a few in your mid-table by Christmas, and everyone's happy. But if we lose on Saturday, we could be in that bottom three, go into the next game against Portsmouth, and it's just I don't want to think about what will happen, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'll just read out the next 6 fixtures. We've got Oxford, Portsmouth, Stoke, Wrexham, Coventry, and Oxford again. It's not what you want this time of year.
No. Stoke and Coventry, I'll be honest, boys, write those two off right now. Write them off right now.
I would even write off Wrexham at this point.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. Wrexham are, going under the radar a bit, but I'd completely write them off.
I think it's the mentality, though. If we can get those points the next 2 games, we look at those games and think, right, we can be anybody.
Yeah.
We lose those games, then all of a sudden, right, we've lost every game for the rest of the year.
The signs have been there. The signs have been there too that they could beat anyone. It's just getting that first win and it'll bounce back on. That's all they need. That's all they need.
What annoys me is every team always has a new manager bounce against us. Where's our new manager bounce? You never have one. Everyone has one against us.
That's what's raising alarm bells for me, is that there's been no new manager bounce at all. And it's quite not worrying, but is it worrying for the, that is more than just the manager's issue now? Is it the players? Is there something else underlying?
There's a few in there that really need to take a look at themselves. They did it twice for Sheehan, picked themselves up and went and looked like different players. So why can't they do it now?
Yeah.
And there's not much difference between that squad from last season to this season now. O'Brien, Darling out there. Again, most of these guys were here last season. What's the difference? I really don't understand that. I don't get it at all. Because, again, they just look deflated. Literally, one thing goes against us and our heads just drop. And I don't know whether that's come from things that have been going on behind the scenes, but we are so fragile mentally. As soon as that first one went in on Saturday, you knew the second one was coming. Yeah. You knew that we would revert back into ourselves and make the same mistakes that we always do. And like I said, if we win Saturday, I'm not too worried. If we don't win the next 2 games, I'm going to start to panic then.
Yeah, it's a cause for concern. It's definitely not... Well, start of the season, we were all hoping for a playoff push, promotion push with the signings and a new investment, a bit of excitement. Not this type of excitement. This is despair, a relegation fight.
Makes you think how much they're going to put in January as well. Are the owners going to be willing to spend some money to ultimately perhaps save us? It could be that case.
They're going to have to, I think.
Yeah. And if they want to, Vito's signed a 3-year contract, so they're going to have to back him for the next 6 windows.
Yeah.
If they want, and I think he could do a good job. I mean, they're only 2 games in, and we're acting as if it's the end of the world. But he could win the next 2, and we, up there with Coventry. Well, I won't go that far, but
the worry is I can't see us winning the next 2. That's the problem. No. I'm being negative or pessimistic, but I just can't see where our next win's coming from. Though, like you said, Jake, spot on. We're so mentally fragile, and all it takes is one thing to go against us, and our heads just drop. So, and even a 2-0 lead, we couldn't even hang on to a 2-0 lead. So I honestly don't know where the next win's coming from. And if we don't win these next 2 games, we're right in the crap.
I'm a bit optimistic. I've seen signs that they can play well. It's just whether they need to do it in spurts rather than go full throttle for the first 20. If they can do that, I can see us winning against, Oxford and Portsmouth. Stoke and Coventry, I'm writing them off. Completely write off. They're up there. They're a league above everyone else. But Wrexham, I reckon there could be a draw, potentially a win there. And then Oxford again, I can see us winning that. Very optimistic.
You boys know my feelings on Stoke City and how mentally unprepared we are to play them. They are just like the worst side for us to play, and especially at this time. Stoke can be like bottom of the league and we'll still lose them. Every time. It's always them.
Great record against Coventry, though, in all fairness. Very good record against Coventry. And someone's got to beat them.
Yeah. Well, Wrexham already, haven't
Wrexham did it.
they?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Knock them down a peg or two, those Coventry boys.
Aye. Bring on the Cov.
Yeah. Take
I think the only thing you can do in that game is just tell Franco just keep nibbling Matt Grimes' ankles throughout the first half, keep stopping from just disrupt the play as much as possible. Just
Yeah.
hope for the best.
Just hope for the best. Well, we may as well move on then to the FA Cup draw. I believe it's just sometime in the next few weeks, I believe. I haven't really been following, to be honest. But who realistically would you like in the FA Cup draw? Who would you like to see down
Home
in the
tie is basically what I want. Home
Yeah.
tie, and let's not be embarrassed by somebody lower down in the bottom league or non-league when we're
Definitely.
playing terrible. So
Yeah.
just a nice sort of tie in someone maybe a league below is probably towards the bottom of their league. That'll be nice, just to progress and keep the momentum going when we start to pick up a bit.
Yeah, I think completely spot on with Rich there. I think we need somebody lower down. No disrespect to. Hopefully, we can put some decent play together and get a good result and try and lift some of the momentum and the mindset. I think that's what we need. What I'd like is someone like I'd love to go to Spurs as away ground. I'd love to have a trip down there, nice big away tie, but it's not what we need right now. That's more what I'd like. But if we weren't in this position, Spurs away. Now somebody bang average at home.
Just don't give us Cardiff away now, please.
Oh, God.
Just give us someone mid-table in League One. But I know where this is going. I'm going to do the David Brent meme. Go and get Bournemouth. We always go Bournemouth in the cup, boys. You've seen the script before. It's always Bournemouth away.
Yeah.
Always Bournemouth.
5-0.
Can't escape them. They're inevitable for us.
No. There's certain things like life, death, taxes. Swans getting Bournemouth in the FA Cup.
Every time.
Yeah.
Or it'd be someone like Millwall.
Oh.
Ah.
Do you know what I would like to see at home? Crystal Palace. I don't know why.
They'd batter us.
Yeah.
Absolutely batter us.
Yeah. Either that, or if you're going lower league, Maidenhead. Bugger it, Maidenhead. Let's get Maidenhead up there. There's a shout. They beat Ipswich 2 seasons ago, right? And then, right then, boys, we may as well wrap it up. We've been talking about 20 minutes already. Christ. We really can go on when we're absolutely, losing every week. Just constant rambling. A to Z of Swansea this week is H. Who gets in a H for you guys? Now, we're going to make an exception to the rule. Usually, if it's players, it's surnames, it'll be the first name, etc. This week, I am going to allow home atmospheres, half-line goals, etc. like that. Anything with the letter H, because there's not many players who played for us with the letter H.
I've got one.
I got one, but yeah, good. Okay. Yeah. My one is a bit sentimental. John Hollins, manager, 1999 season. We went up from League Two after growing up supporting the Swans right down the bottom for years and years, and then finally getting out of the league, having a good side, going away and winning the league was brilliant under a really good manager. So John Hollins for me, 100%.
Yeah, great shout. A bit left field, a bit random. Hannes Wolf, I used to like him. Thought he was a player I'd like to have kept hold of on loan. One of the loan players that started to fall in love with, and then he went back to Germany, wasn't it? But yeah, Hannes Wolf I liked a lot.
That's one thing you should never do, is fall in love with a loan player.
Yeah.
No.
Else.
I'm glad you said you can do like home atmosphere. So I've got the home atmosphere against Napoli in the Europa League. It's outside of a derby game. It's one of the best atmospheres I've been in at the Liberty in such a long time. We should have won that game. Should have won that game against Napoli. So many little things that if we just taken our chances in that game, we go to Naples in the second leg, and I think it's a different story. The atmosphere was incredible. We matched the Napoli ultras pretty much to the entire game.
Yeah.
I was rocking from the first minute to the last.
It's one of the best 0-0s I've ever seen as well, that was.
Yeah. I've actually got two. I've got the home atmosphere against Cardiff 2 seasons ago. I just remember that being absolutely bouncing when Jamal Lowe scored that with a last-minute second goal, and just everyone just went bonkers. I just remember that so vividly. But for player, Pablo Hernandez.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Pablo Hernandez. Yeah, shock no one said that. Shock no one said him.
And another H for you. Another good H for club. Hull City, that famous staying up game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good one.
The most important ones of our history, perhaps.
Could it be the
Yeah.
same this season, boys? Who knows?
I hope not.
Well, we've got
Blimey.
Britain in the squad, so it could very be high likely. So, right,
He
lads,
laces his boots up now, the way things are going.
yeah, that's true. Be doing a whip around like we did back 20 years ago. Right, boys. Thank you very much for this week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know who gets down and H in your comments below. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.